Sheesh, look at the amount of dust the KD17 has on its outsole. What's going on, y'all? It's DG back with another video, and today going to give y'all a quick review on these bad boys right here. This is the Nike KD17, Kevin Durant's 17th signature shoe, man. That's greatness. Shout out to KD. So for context, this shoe is the Sunrise colorway. It is the first colorway to release for the KD17. It's nothing too crazy aesthetically. It is a slight kind of evolution from the 15 and 16 because they are, all low tops, and these kind of look like a Vapor Max. The KD15 looks a little bit similar. KD16 kind of looks like a penny as well. So this is a slight evolution in my opinion. Colorway is nothing too crazy. I do like the penny colorway better. But let's talk about the traction, guys. The traction, y'all can see this. The camera is not doing this justice because there is so much hair, so much dust on this outsole. I'm not sure if you guys can actually see that well enough, but it is nasty. It is nasty. I purposefully did not wipe or clean these on court. One, because, wiping is kind of nasty, especially on this floor that I play on. And then two, I wanted to really test out the traction, first impressions wise, first review wise, just to see how they would hold up against this amount of dust. Guys, I am very happy to report that the traction has my stamp of approval. It is actually pretty damn good. Now, there is one reason why I say that. The reason is because I tested the KD16 on the same floor. I actually really played a lot in the 16, guys. 16, one of my favorites, had better lockdown than the 15, so I really gravitated towards the 16s, although the 16s do not look as good as the 15s and had worse colorways. But anyway, I tested the 16 on the same exact floor that this dust comes from. Guys, I cannot play in the KD16 on that floor. 100% I cannot play. I do not feel confident. I'm sliding. It is all bad, okay? It is all bad. I even have, footage of me playing and I'm like slipping everywhere. Like it was all bad. I did not feel good in that shoe. It was actually the same month or week that I was testing the Wade 808-3 Ultra. And that traction saved me on that exact floor, the same floor, right? So the fact that this shoe held up and I could actually move and feel confident, right? Psychologically, you want to feel confident. If your traction is not good, psychologically, you will not feel good. The fact that this traction performed better, first impressions wise at least, than the KD16 on the same exact floor tells me that this shoe, arguably has better traction. I will say though that the actual pattern and the rubber compound of this traction, objectively, in my opinion, is just better too, right? Even without personal experience and without even playing in these, I could already tell that I would like this traction better because the rubber feels a little bit more firm and, durable. And the actual traction pattern is like a topographical map. And that's literally what it says on Nike.com. So the KD15 had a topographical map pattern, and this one is also described to have the same exact pattern, or not, aesthetically, but design wise, it's supposed to be the same. And guys, this traction works pretty well. It mimics herringbone a little bit, has, different hotspot areas. And honestly, despite the amount of dust, I felt confident in these, to the point where I could say that in my experience, this has been working out for me better so far, very first impressions wise, than the KD16 on the same exact floor. So that's kind of like my basis so far. I do have to play in these more, but the fact that I've experienced that is such a green flag. It is such a good sign. So the traction, in my opinion, gets my stamp of approval. I'm actually pretty impressed, and it squeaks really loud for those who like squeak and all that stuff. So the grip, squeak, traction is all, really solid. I wouldn't say it's top tier because I did, find myself slipping from time to time, but not as much as the KD16 on that same exact floor. If I bring these to any better floors, guys, this traction would work way better. See it, look at this traction, guys. I don't think this is normal. So the dust pickup is not normal in that gym compared to other gyms. So if I bring these to a normal average floor, the traction's still gonna be even better. So that's my synopsis on the traction. In terms of the cushion setup, the cushion, reminds me of the KD16, guys. It has air strobel in the heel and then a zoom unit in the front in the forefoot. you're not really going to feel the forefoot that much unless you're like moving really fast or you're jumping really high or you have a little bit of weight to you. I think if you're more of like an idle type of player or just weigh, you know, a lot less, you're going to feel the forefoot zoom a lot less, obviously, but it's still a comfortable ride. Okay, this is what we can expect from KD models. And the direct translation to this is that basically a lot of people are gonna like this cushion setup because it's low to the ground. You still feel the forefoot zoom right there, although it's more responsive than anything. You will still feel it, you just have to be in motion, you really have to be playing in it. But a lot of people are going to like these. I wouldn't say everyone because there are some bigger dudes who need a lot of cushion, etc., but for the average type of guard, which is pretty much a lot of people, you will probably like these, okay? They're very similar to the KD16, and that means that it's very versatile, fits all positions, right? All of that stuff. So the cushion is that, and I can already tell that, you know, this is how it's just gonna be for the cushion. It's nothing too crazy, guys. There's no full-length zoom strobel. I wish that they did. That's my favorite on the KD15, but they didn't. This is like the KD16, so just expect that. So in terms of the fit and lockdown, guys, this is where I still have to test these out, but from first impressions, these fit true to size. And they fit, you know, a little bit, there's more volume in the shoe than the KD16. The KD16 and these do not have the same fit in my opinion, okay? So this is my personal review, my opinion, but they do not have the same exact fit. They're pretty similar, but I do feel like this shoe has more volume in the forefoot. So there's a little bit more space for wide footers. The KD16, for example, my toe is right at the edge and I barely had to tie the laces. For this shoe, my toe is, you know, there's like half a thumb's width of space. So it's not right at the, you know, forefoot or at the toe box. My toe is not directly there like the KD16. But also the lockdown for this shoe is a little bit odd because, you know, I really had to tighten down the laces a little bit and I had a hard time just like getting like lace pressure, like pulling on it and having like a tight feeling when I am actually lacing these up. I think that's having to do with break-in time and stuff like that, but that is my first impressions, guys. That's my first impressions. You know, with the KD16, the fit was so good for me that I only had to tie the laces once and I'm good to go. Lockdown is great. But for this shoe, I had a little bit of a difficult time, you know, just tightening the laces. The reason why I emphasize that is because the EYBL, Nike EYBL on Instagram recently had an Instagram story showing Team Durant in Washington, DC, they're an EYBL team, wearing this shoe right here. And if you zoom in on their shoes, the laces are cranked all the way. You know, that's not normal in my opinion. So that just like validates or supports my point in terms of kind of the laces. Now, a lot of people go half size up, they may go a full size up, just how their feet are. But even true to size, I feel like the lockdown is just a little bit odd. So I do need to test the shoe out a little bit more. This is just the first impressions, but that is something that I did notice. Now, upon break-in, it got less noticeable, but there's no heel slippage. It's more so just like the lockdown and lace pressure that I found a little bit lacking. In terms of materials, this is what we can expect from a KD model, guys. So instead of the like plastic side wing on the 16s, you do have like more reinforced kind of like mesh material, and you do see some of that plastic Air Max there on the side, Air Max inspired design on the lateral and kind of medial sides as well. Now, I didn't notice any, you know, so far, I didn't notice any support issues. I don't think there will be any support issues. There's also a small little support piece that they're calling it, like Nike is calling it, I think a support piece right in the shank plate kind of area right there. But it does have a wide base. I don't feel like this is going to be an unsupportive shoe at all. So with traction, low to the ground cushion, you know, you do have, you know, a very similar materials to the KD15 and 16. So there's no reason why this would not have good support, right? So it's basically the same shoe as the 16s in my personal opinion. Maybe in regards to differences in the traction and kind of the fit and lockdown, but they're essentially the same shoe. So my opinion is that the support is pretty much the same. But yeah, y'all, so this is my first impressions on the Nike KD17 in the Sunrise colorway. You know, I'm going to do another follow-up video for a full-on performance review where I am actually, you know, really putting these to the test. But my first impressions, I'm very confident in them. And so the traction really has impressed me. Cushion, pretty much the same as the 16. The fit and lockdown is very interesting to me. And like seeing the Nike EYBL story of the kids wearing them, and pretty much everyone has cranked down laces. Like, it's actually crazy how much they're cranking it down. Kind of makes me wonder if other people are experiencing that too. In terms of my foot, it fits a little bit weird and different in comparison to the 15 and even the 16. I feel like the 15 and 16 had the same mold, but these I feel like were made on a different last or something like that. I do have to break these in a lot more, obviously, but in terms of just first impressions fit, when I first tried on the KD16, my toes were right at the edge. For these, they have like a normal thumb's width of space, so these are better, I guess, for wide footers and those who have more volume in their foot. I am a wide footer, so I like that, but I do like, you know, more one-to-one fits in general. So that's my only thing, right? So performance-wise, they are pretty, you know, I'm guessing they're pretty much the same as the 16. That's my prediction, and that's what a lot of people are saying. But the highlights are the traction so far. Cushion's pretty much the same, and then I will do a follow-up in terms of the fits after I break more of these in. But I did play in these, you know, a substantial amount today and feel confident with these first impressions. So traction's impressing me. So leave a comment down below and let me know what you guys think of the Nike KD17 Sunrise. Leave a comment down below and let me know. Follow me on all socials at DG Hoops. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It's the #1 way you can support me and really helps me out, guys, especially if you like my content. And we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace. Also wanted to summarize again because the KD16 is on sale, and I honestly don't think the 17 is that big of an improvement, if at all, that justifies paying for the 17 over the 16, right? Because the 16 is on sale, 17 is not. You're paying full price for the 17, and you can get the 16, which is essentially the same shoe, for half off or even more than half off if you have some sort of gift card or coupon, what have you. The one thing that has impressed me a lot so far with the 17s is the outsole and the traction performance. You know, so far I do like it a little bit better than the, you know, 16, but then again, it's negligible, right? It's a little bit better. And maybe that's just me, because when I tested the KD16, the translucent outsole is the one that did not work for me, but the solid rubber outsole, in my opinion, my personal opinion, is a lot better than the translucent rubber outsoles in my personal experience. Even with that said, I don't think you should pay full price for a 17, because you can just get the 16. The cushion feels the same. The fit is more one-to-one, at least for me. And that traction, you know, on a solid rubber outsole for me works pretty damn well. You know, I think for me, just like I play on very dusty floors, I play on very bad floors. So my opinion on the traction is, you know, very valid in terms of understanding if it works well. But I also feel like my floor is an anomaly. So definitely just get the 16, guys, especially if they're on sale, because the 17s do cost a lot more and they're essentially the same shoe with a slight difference, I guess, in traction and in that fit category. But at the end of the day, guys, if you're on a budget, just get the 16. I will, again, be doing an in-depth performance review on the 17, but they feel the same. And honestly, you know, just my experience playing in KDs, a lot of KDs, like this shoe or the 17s will probably feel the same, you know, 2 weeks from now, right? Like, it's not going to be a huge upgrade or difference after the break-in time. So that's just my opinion. You know, even if it is a huge difference, like, is it like a $60, $80 difference to purchase the 17 over the 16? I still probably wouldn't think so. So just practically speaking, if you can get the 16 on sale, then I would just get that, especially now. But when the KD17 goes on sale, then maybe just get those, right? Because they differ in aesthetics and stuff like that. So that is my, final conclusion, guys. Just want to be super, in depth and clear about what I think so you guys can get informed opinions. So let me know in the comment section below if y'all enjoy. Follow me on all socials at DG Hoops, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.